on Soch ki ttalk train of thought with a series of an episode with Brigadier Dr. Mrinal Nag. So welcome to this ttalk Soch ki.
Thank you, sir.
We are carrying an extensive story on our show, and it's an excellent insights what we are getting for a ttalk audience. That's what ttalk is all about. Through your experience, where our target audience can turn meaningful learning. Now, in this episode, we'll be taking some lessons from the military logistic life. When we talk in terms of logistics, it's critical to the success in the battlefield also, let be at the workplace, or it's basically when we say it acts as an oxygen muscles, like, to function, grow and strengthen the organization which is there. And when we talk in terms of a core value or the culture, so from the logistic perspective, like, what you have to say on that?
See, sir, this logistics management also, like a lot of concepts in today's industry, came from the army. Logistics also came from the army in a way that when we had World War I, World War II, multiple countries were involved. Things were coming from America to Europe to the Allied forces. The same thing happens even in all army, even in Indian army. The logistics to maintain the troops on the border, logistics during the war, that is in peacetime and during wartime, and in war, inside the country and outside the country. Because when you were in the country, in the war, you were getting into enemy territory, unknown territory, you do not know the road communication, you do not know what is available there, but your troops have to be fed. So that logistics have to be very well planned. In peacetime and wartime, and in wartime inside your country and outside your country. And logistics, thinking about the logistics, how you maintain the army and big army like Indian army and any other army, the industry also learned a lot of lessons. And that's why supply chain management now is a key word in all industries. Because the logistics and supply chain management is responsible for the proper operation of the organization. And that includes your raw material. I'm talking about the industry. Raw material, you're talking about the manufacturing process, then your warehousing, then your transportation, reaching to the wholesaler, reaching to the retailer, reaching to the customer and consumer. The complete chain. And all of them are responsible on logistics system. So logistics therefore has become very, very important. And also logistics and supply chain management can give an edge to the organization, an edge where they can cut their expenditure. And if you can cut expenditure in supply chain management and logistics management, the organization benefits so much, because a bigger company like, say, Amazon, you can imagine what could be the logistics system, or even Reliance, or even Tata's. So if everywhere people are concerned, that logistics and supply chain management must be sort of controlled properly, must be managed properly, and it can give a lot of savings in terms of money if it managed properly. So that is very, very important.
Great. Now, when each and every processes which are there have got some objectives or the mission. Now, as far as the logistics which are concerned, like, as you have said, it's very crucial as far as the military functions which are concerned. Like, what are your views on that?
In military, we have the military objectives. Logistics is to support the combat troops. If combat troops are holding the defenses, the logistics are different. If combat troops is into attacking mode and it is going beyond your international border, then logistics will be different, because your stocking of logistics, supplying logistics to the troops who are mobile, will naturally need a lot of planning. And for that, the operations, the missions, the objectives, the combat objectives, the military objectives are very important. And logistics are, planned accordingly. That is number one. And number two, yes. In organization, in industries, logistics again follows the objectives and the targets of the industry. If I am producing a computer, what kind of raw materials I need, what is our lead time, how much can we hold, do I have vendor managed inventory, do I have just in time in place, so that I don't spend extra money. And because of the objective as to when I'm supposed to give the product to my customer is waiting for me, and faster I finish my product, faster the money will come back to me. So all that is involved, and logistics will plan accordingly, keeping in view your objective, your timing of production, and also the gap between the production and the receipt of the customer receiving your product.
Yeah, great. And in fact, always when we talk in terms of logistics, the process plays a very crucial role. Like, so what you will talk
It's very important. So process is very important everywhere, including logistics. Because see, if we say we are talking about army, we know the holding forces when there is no war. There's a routine which is followed. The logistics reaches the food, material, ammunition, everything reaches to the top of the man who's in the trenches. When the war happens, things are not as per your plan. Much of it depends as to how enemy reacts or how enemy acts. So logistic changes accordingly. And accordingly, we have to plan well in advance our stocking positions, our stocking systems, stocking places from where we feed the forward troops. But in case of our industries, where we know as to what is our product, how much to be done, what is the technology used, the processes have to be in place, processes has to be perfect, and it has to be perfected so that there's no wastage of material, no wastage of resources, no wastage of time, and the supplies, the raw material reaches the manufacturing unit on time without wasting time. Manufacturing happens on time as per the quality, and the finished products reach the customers and the consumer on time so that you get the money back. And that's why the process is very important. It has to be perfected. It has to be perfected every day, because there's many changes every day. And if the process is correct, process is perfect, it will be very cost effective, and it will be beneficial to the manufacturing, beneficial to the organization.
And that's a great insight. And also, again, when we talk in terms of logistic, documentation plays a very crucial role. Each and every material which goes in and goes out, needs to be documented.
It is. Documentation is very important. Though technology is advanced and process is changing every day, but documentation is something which is very important, because it gives you the ThinkPad as to how you are spending your finance, how much raw material are you getting, are you holding your money anywhere, holding your stock for a longer time, and the documentation also says as to what is coming, your inventory, what is the inventory, how much are you getting, are you following the inventory control properly, and thereafter when the finished products goes to the wholesaler, and from wholesaler to dealer, everywhere the documentation has to be perfect, because every organization has to face the audit, and for audit the documentation is very important. Also, we have to see as to where have we gone wrong, where have we spent extra, where have we stocked extra, where the inventory was more, where it was less could have helped. The documentation will tell us, and during audit all this will be found out. And also when we see our departments, say once in a week, once in 10 days, and when we have the board meetings, these documentations play a role, because documentations give us the data, and today data has become very important.
Great. And in fact, when we talk in terms of an entire logistic which is there, the communication technology plays a very crucial role. So what you will say about that?
The communication technology is very important. In fact, the advanced countries have the benefit of advanced technology and communication. The communication system today is very important. So imagine the organization like Amazon, which is headquartered in US, and the entire world is taking items from the Amazon. If the communication is not correct, if the communication technology is not correct, every country which has got the office of Amazon, and they will be in turn talking to the head office, the communication becomes very important. Also, every day there are new players in the market. So you have to have the information about the new players, your market competitors, and communication technology is very, very important to tell your people in every country that these are the developments. If there is some development in Canada or there is some development in Australia and we in India do not know, then we will be committing such mistakes or taking some steps which are against the economic policy or against the financial health of the company. So communication network is very, very important because today everything is global and communication technology therefore binds us everybody together to take the company, to work for the company and take the company forward. For organization today, communication technology is extremely important.
Good. It's a great lessons from the military logistic what we have learned and insights from Brigadier given by Brigadier Dr. Mrinal Nag. It's a real great interesting insights for the target audience to know in depth about correlating between the military logistic and as the corporate world which is concerned. And I'm sure this is what ttalk platform is all about, giving back to a society in a meaningful way, a great knowledge sharing platform. And if you like Brigadier Dr. Mrinal Nag, just go to www.ttalk.net, subscribe and like the channel as much as you can. And there's a comment box. If you'll put in comments over there, Brigadier Dr. Mrinal Nag will be happy to address and answer to your comments. So thanks a lot for being part of this ttalk show. Thank you very much. God bless you.